Welcome to CEO Uncovered, a place where you'll find the stories of proven entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Ashley Henschel. So welcome to CEO Uncovered. Joining me today is Nick Spina, founder and CEO of Live Fit Foods, a zero-waste meal delivery company. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I just want to ask, can you give us a little insight of who you are, your background?
Yeah, so at my core, an entrepreneur my whole life. Even when I was a kid, I was shoveling my neighbors' driveways and collecting $5 per driveway or something like that. I think I was like 12 and I'd come home with X amount of dollars. And I just, money excites a lot of people, but I think just doing the process in general is exciting for me. It's really cool. But so I started out, really my first actual career job was in London. I started off bartending and managing at a local venue in town that held about 600, 700 people. And within a year and a half, I became the general manager of that location. And, I don't think the owner really knew how old I was, but, I just worked really hard, showed up every day and made the right decisions. And I became the general manager. And then within a short amount of time, I think I was 21 or 22, I started managing, a lot of the locations around Canada altogether, helping out with that. There's about 400, maybe 500 staff. It was a great experience of running a very large team and attracting some really strong talent to help me manage the business with everybody. And then beyond that, while I was running someone else's business, I always wanted to start my own real business. So I left that group and I went and started my own. I invested in, bought a location in town that held about 2,500 people. And that was fantastic. It was very busy for, I did that for about 2.5 years. And, it was a great experience of learning how to manage my own cash flow and spending my own dollars on things to be able to grow the company. And, but I couldn't grow it any bigger than it had already gotten. And it was a good opportunity for me to, number one, start on a new idea, which was, in between all my meetings and living kind of the crazy lifestyle, which a lot of entrepreneurs live, of having limited time for things. I was eating out twice a day, believe it or not. And eating healthy is a priority of mine. So I actually was eating at a local restaurant twice a day, salmon, rice, and broccoli. I'll never forget it. And it was super unsustainable. I was sick and tired of salmon. I'll never look at salmon ever the same way again. And I was spending probably like $30 a meal, which, if your daily average meal is pretty, obviously expensive. So I kind of had to find another solution for myself. And the first thing that kind of came to mind was a friend of mine who is a chef at a local restaurant, executive chef at a local restaurant. I said, "Hey, Chef Matthew, what do you think about making my meals for me?" He said, "I'd love to do that." Awesome. And then that's where the light bulb moment kind of went off. I thought, hey, you know what? There's probably other people out there like myself that could use a service like this. And so I told him about my idea, and he said, "Nick, I love that idea so much. I'll quit my job today and become employee number one." And
Wow.
that's how we started.
Yeah. What would you say makes Live Fit Foods unique?
Live Fit is based on, it's healthy eats delivered to your door. We're fully cooked. The meals are near perfectly balanced. So you don't really have to worry about the different types of foods that you're intaking, if they have a negative effect on your body or not. So it's really for, the fitness minded, kind of diet focused kind of person. But there are a lot of people, who order for their kids and whatnot. The Ethey brand is based on sustainability, specifically on 0% food waste. And so we actually are partnered with a local worm farm where we deliver the worm farm into the basement. It's underneath us. And the worms eat the food scraps, which turns, the worms turn it into worm castings, which is worm poop. And then that gets, used for a variety of things that helps the earth out with some premium soil and whatnot.
It's very interesting. I didn't even know what that process entails. I wanted to ask you, how do you set yourself apart from competition?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to answer that, but one thing really specifically is obviously with their brand and what we're doing with on the sustainability side. with 0% food waste. A lot of companies might, go after, food waste, which is incredible because we're passionate about it. And, we want everyone to kind of work together on that. The next one to us, they are claiming about 4% food waste as a low indicator mark. Really proud to be at 0%, but you really get the full loop, cycle with us where we're contributing to the earth in a very positive way. And we really focus hard on a number of different initiatives with, the way we kind of operate, especially with where we deliver, how we deliver the ingredients in our food, the people behind our food as well. But also like our containers are also made from sugarcane pulp, which we developed internally, and it can do everything that plastic can do. It's fully consumable, reusable, and recyclable. So the containers, you can actually just leave them out and they'll decompose over time. And also, I said consumable. Our ice packs are soon to be filled with juice.
So interesting. How did you, when you were starting the company, get your company out there? What tools or marketing tools did you use to really expand and get people to know about your brand?
Yeah, I think I use a lot of different tools, social media, my network, for sure. I don't think I told really anybody about it until probably 6 months in, when I wanted to build, kind of first and make sure that the idea was proven. We were really the first ones to do cook meals to your door, especially delivered through a courier or whatnot. So we had to kind of like figure out the packaging and all that kind of good stuff, right? So we were kind of creating an industry from scratch. So I wanted to make sure that the model was proven out and whatnot before I told people. But then word spreads, good word spreads, and so people started talking about it, and people saw our ads on social media, and that's kind of really how we took off.
How did you secure the right investments for your company?
Yeah, great question. So at the start of great investments, start with great conversations, and with the right people, and that's really how we started.
I feel like a lot of people don't know who the right fit is for their brand, and that's really a process that startups go through. And I wanted to ask you, I saw that you partnered with Gary V. How has that been for you?
Yeah, great. Gary's great, for sure. Definitely absorb his energy. The energy is unbelievable. I think like every entrepreneur needs that kind of injection of energy or excitement, from whoever they can around them. But same thing with every investor, or partner on board, is that, everyone's excited to join your vision and your journey about what you're doing and participate in its growth and whatnot. So it's all around really exciting.
What would you say has been the most challenging point in your career, and how did you overcome it?
My most challenging point, I think there's there's definitely many challenging points. But I think I don't really have one single kind of event. Every entrepreneur through their life will go through many challenging points. I go through challenging points daily. It's really just finding a solution for these challenges, but sometimes you don't have many options for these solutions. Or it may take you a long time to find a solution for the challenge, but around every challenge there is there's always an option somewhere. And I think having that resilience, especially in business, has helped get me from A to Z.
As a CEO, could you let us know what your day-to-day looks like?
Absolute chaos. No, I'm just joking. Organized chaos, I think, is a good way to say it. I think you have to systemize really everything around you, especially getting to a larger scale. And what I mean by that is, instead of me spending time focusing on all the nitty gritty things, is bringing in amazing people around myself that can take care of those nitty gritty things. And I focus on, the main things that make the company drive forward. So, if you can systemize that and make sure that the people around you are handling the kind of, separate tasks from what you're focusing on, then, that's what true teamwork is about.
What do you look for when you're hiring for someone on your team?
What that has changed as it kind of gone through time. But I used to look on resumes. I don't even really look at resumes much anymore. To be honest. It's about people. I typically won't hire people unless if I know them for a long time already. It depending on what position, but especially management. And at the core of sprinting all together is trust. You got to be able to trust in people that they're doing the right thing, making the right decisions on behalf of the whole company. And so yeah, I hope that answers that.
No, it does. Lastly, I wanted to ask you if you could give it a piece of advice to a teenage or college version of yourself, what would you tell them?
I think if you believe in something so strongly and you see it, that the interesting thing is that when you ask people about certain things of like an idea, a business idea, a lot of people might not agree with it or think it's too risky, but entrepreneurs won't see that as risk. Otherwise they wouldn't have done it. Exactly. And I think when it comes to these things or starting your own business or whatnot, I think if you believe so strongly and you can see so strongly in your vision, then you should do it. And I think even if you fail at it, hopefully you don't fail extremely hard, but it's okay to take risks and to, it's really about learning, because as you're exposed to these positive and negative experiences, you're learning from it. And the faster you can learn at a younger age, the more experienced you're going to be. Mm-hmm. So if you can become, kind of run into the speed bumps at an early stage in life, it's very helpful for your later stage in life. Mm-hmm. So I think 100%, give your idea a shot. If it works out, fantastic. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And having a business that doesn't work out doesn't have to be perceived as a negative thing. Mm-hmm. Because you just had that time to learn a whole whackload probably about yourself, about the business. Then maybe, your next business venture, you're going to be well more set up going into it.
Thank you so much for joining me today on CEO Uncovered and learning a little more about yourself and the great things you're doing for this planet and world. I thank you, and I hope to talk with you soon. Thanks for listening to CEO Uncovered. You can check out more at www.createeveryopportunity.org. Thanks again,